7 o'clock, time for our regularly scheduled session. Mike, would you please call the roll?
Collier-Wise.
Here.
Erickson.
Here.
Holland. Humphrey.
Here.
Mines.
Here.
Price.
Here.
Sorensen.
Here.
Ward.
Here.
Mayor Powell.
Here.
Student Representative Paulson.
Here.
Would everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Next item, minutes of February 5th regular meeting and February 5th special meeting.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve the minutes as printed. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Adoption of the agenda. Mike or John, do you know of any difference or changes in the agenda?
Second.
Motion and second to approve the agenda as printed. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Visitors to be heard. Persons addressing the council shall use the microphone at the podium. Please raise your hand to be recognized. Go to the podium and state your name and address. Members of the public may speak under visitors to be heard on any topic not on the agenda. Remarks are limited to 5 minutes and no decision will be made at this time. Agenda items, public testimony will be taken at the beginning of each agenda item after the subject has been announced by the mayor and explained by staff. Any citizen who wishes may speak one time for 5 minutes on each agenda item. Public testimony will then be closed and the topic will be given to the governing body for possible action. At this point, only city council members and staff may discuss the current agenda item unless a council member moves to allow another person to speak and there is unanimous consent from the council. Questions from council members, however, may be directed to staff or a member of the public through the presiding officer at any time. Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to speak on any topic that is not on the agenda at this time? Seeing none, council, anyone on the council have anything they wish to bring that isn't on the agenda? Seeing none, then we'll move to item 6, public hearings. A special daily malt beverage and wine license for the Vermillion Downtown Cultural Association at 4 West Main, Vermillion Theater, on or about March 3rd, 2018. And Mike, please.
The Vermillion Downtown Cultural Association has submitted an application for a special daily malt beverage and wine license for the Vermillion Theater for a fundraising event on or about March 3rd, 2018 at 4 West Main Street. A copy of the email received information on the event is attached along with the notice of public hearing and the police chief's report. The police chief report notes that this is a new event and assumes the board members arrange for adequate screening of persons consuming the malt beverage and wine. It should be noted the Downtown Cultural Association does have a retail on-off sale malt beverage license and a retail on-off sale wine license for the Coyote Twin Theater located at 10 East Main. The fee is $15 per day with $20 for advertising. Following the input from the public hearing, the City Council will be asked to make a decision to approve or deny the special daily malt beverage and wine license.
Thank you, Mike. Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to speak on this topic? I have just one comment or question, and that is where the chief in his last paragraphs suggests the board should arrange for adequate screening for persons. Do we know if there is anything in plan like using wristbands or anything like that? Does anybody have any information?
I got it for you.
I would think that'd be important because I don't think it's limited to adults, is it? Or persons over 21?
It might just be over 18, but they do use wristbands at the Coyote, so my assumption would be that they would do it the same way.
Would the council mind if we added that, that be considered before the event? Okay. All right, council, what's your pleasure?
I would move for that.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Carries. Thank you. Old business item A, a second reading which will require a roll call vote, right?
Yep, that's right.
Of ordinance 1367 to amend chapter 155, section 155.008 to update the definition of the term parking space and Section 155.072B to clarify the approved options to conform to off-street parking requirements. Addison, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Like you said, this is the second reading of Ordinance 1367 to amend Title 15 Land Usage, Chapter 155 Zoning Regulations. Again, just as a quick review, this amendment is being presented to address some issues that have been reported to the administration by the city engineer and the city building official as problematic for residential property owners in Vermillion. To address the first issue, we have altered the restrictions on counting one garage stall toward a property owner's off-street parking requirements. Those restrictions allow the counting of one garage stall as long as the following criteria are met. If the dwelling unit in question is not a multiple family dwelling unit constructed after March 22nd, 2018, if the garage unit is located within 10 feet of the dwelling unit, if the garage stall is a minimum of 10 feet wide by 20 feet long, and if the property owner can ensure that the garage space is open for resident parking or for tenant parking as a condition of their rental registry. Again, the garage space cannot be used for any other purpose. To address the second issue, a segment has been added to codify the preferred and approved options for a rental property owner or a residential, property owner to take when building off-street parking. The process starts with option 1. If the requirements cannot be met, then proceed to option 2, and so on. And to address the third issue, we simply updated the definition of the term parking space in Chapter 155 zoning regulations to specifically state the minimum dimensions of a typical off-street parking space and to be otherwise more consistent with the definition in our rental housing code. The Planning Commission reviewed proposed ordinance 1367 at their January 8th, 2018 meeting, and they unanimously recommended the approval of the ordinance as presented. And as you know, the first reading on the February 20th council meeting was also unanimously approved. The only financial consideration would be the cost of publishing the notice of the ordinance's adoption and effective date. And the administration recommends the approval of second reading of Ordinance 1367 to amend Title 15 Land Usage, Chapter 155 Zoning Regulation. And as a reminder, the second reading of any ordinance will require a roll call vote.
Gotcha. Thank you. Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to comment on this item? Seeing none, turn it to council.
Move approval?
A motion and second to approve. Don, would you set the equipment for our... Results are 8 yes and 0 no, so the motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, council.
Let's see, under new business, item A, declaring one reel mower surplus, and Jose, please.
Thank you. Staff would like to like the City Council to declare 2005 Toro GR 3150Q mower surplus and have the Surplus of Property Appraisal Committee meet to appraise a piece of equipment. Staff recommends appraising the equipment at $2,200. The February 5th meeting, the City Council declared two Toro GR 3150Q mower surplus, a 2006 and a 2010 mowers. Staff is now asking that the City Council only declare the 2006 mower surplus and leave the 2010 one in the fleet. Staff will try to sell the 2005 and 2006 mowers to the highest bidder at a later time. The 2010 mower would be declared surplus in 2020 when it is replaced with a newer mower model. Sale proceeds from the equipment will go to the Equipment Replacement Fund. Administration recommends declaring the above-listed equipment as surplus and moving forward with an appraisal by the Surplus Property Appraisal Committee for the equipment. Staff is also asking that the surplus declaration of the 2010 mower be removed and the mower put back into the fleet.
Thanks, Jose. Council? A motion and a second to approve declaring one reel mower surplus. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. Item B, resolution amending a resolution authorizing the purchase of two reel mowers. Jose, again, please.
Thank you. At the meeting held again on February 5th, the City Council approved a resolution granting staff permission to purchase two mowers from Midwest Turf and Irrigation. The quote presented by staff at the meeting for the purchase of the two 2018 Toro GR 3300 Triflex mowers was for a total price of $39,827. After placing the order for the new mowers, staff was notified by the dealer that the original quoted price was for one mower and not two mowers. The dealer explained that the language in the quote mentioning multiple mowers was in error and that they could not honor the quote as it was written and presented to the city. Staff contacted the dealer and to try to resolve the problem. The dealer agreed to supply the city with a new quote for two mowers. Due to the issues encountered by the city, the dealer also agreed to reduce the price of the mowers by $1,328 per mower. The 2018 Equipment Replacement Fund includes a budget of $57,514 for this purchase. The purchase of the two mowers at the new price would leave the fund short $19,484. The city will try and sell the two old mowers for a higher amount than were appraised. If staff is not able to sell the mowers, the dealer has already agreed to purchase the mowers for $2,000 apiece. Administration recommends approving the resolution, amending the resolution to purchase two 2018 mower Toro GR 3300 Triflex mowers from the Toro Company's participating distributor for a net price of $76,998.
Any questions for Jose on this? So the original one that we got in our packet has an error in the total, right? So you
Yeah, the original quote that we got mentions...
$40,994. They
Yeah.
didn't add very well. Any comments, questions from the council? Motion and a second to approve a resolution amending a resolution authorizing the purchase of two reel mowers. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. Thanks, Jose. Bid openings, sidewalk repair assessment project. Again, Jose, please.
The city inspected sidewalks in the southeast quadrant of the city in 2016. The sidewalk inspection program splits the city into four pieces. The southeast quadrant is a portion of the city south of Main Street and east of Dakota. Notices were sent to the property owners in 2016. The notice notified the property owners of the deficiencies and also gave them a deadline to have the permit for the repairs into the city. The permits were to be into the city no later than the end of June 2017. Bids were open on the project February 14th of this year. Bid notices were sent to 7 potential bidders and 5 builders exchanges. The city received 2 bids. The low bid was from M&M Construction from Vermillion for $9,831.75. The engineer's estimate for this project was $17,000. Bidding is required by state law when the cost of the project exceeds $50,000 or when the project is being assessed to property owners. The 2018 budget includes sufficient funds for this project. Administration recommends awarding the project to M&M Construction for $9,831.75.
Thanks, Jose. Council? Motion a second to approve the low bid. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. Thank you. Item B, re-roof, lower roof of the Edith B. Segrist Vermillion Public Library project. Again, Jose, please.
Thank you. The city's library has several roofs, as you may know. 2 of the roofs were completed in 2013 with the expansion of the library building. The original library roofs, however, were last re-roofed in 1999 and have experienced several large leaks over the past few years. The old roofs have been inspected by a roofing contractor, and it was determined that they should be replaced. Bid specifications were sent again to 5 potential bidders in the area. Due to the fact that the estimate was over $50,000, bidding is required. The project was estimated to be $85,000. Bids were open on February 14th. 5 bids were received. The low bid was from Guarantee Roofing, Siding, and Insulation Company from Sioux City for $63,189. The project estimated completion date is September 28th, 2018. The 2018 second penny budget includes $85,000 for replacement of the roof. The money that wouldn't be used will just stay in the fund. Administration recommends awarding the project to Guarantee Roofing, Siding, and Insulation Company from Sioux City for $63,189.
Thanks. Jose, just a question. When they bid, did the specs indicate like the material What kind of material and everything like that?
It's going to be the same plastic. It's a thick plastic PDS, I think it's called, if I remember right.
So they're all bidding on the same,
Yeah, they're all bidding on the same material, same process. It's really
Thanks.
the same supplier even.
thanks. Council?
Move approval?
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the re-roof of the lower roof of Edith B. Segrist Library. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. John, City Manager's report.
Thank you. Just a couple items. Reminder that Court Street from Kidder Street to the alley between Main and Kidder Street will be closed this Saturday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and that's for the Special Olympics Polar Plunge. So this Saturday from 11 to 6, a portion of Kidder Street will be closed. Paint South Dakota is, again, has their annual program where they seek to match up a group, a volunteer group and an individual in need of paint on their house. The home needs to be a single-family owner-occupied home in need of paint. The owner should be physically or financially unable to paint the house. Eligible homeowners or a volunteer group in the community that's interested, if you want to contact the city, we'd be happy to submit an application to see if Vermillion can participate in this program. They're going to have 25 different locations around the state, and those applications are due in April. It looks like Monday, March 26th at 5:30 seemed to work for the majority of the council for a special meeting. And so that Monday at 5:30, the meeting, we'll have a special meeting at the fire station. The fire department will present their annual report, and they'll have some equipment for the city council to review. On Tuesday, March 13th, the South Dakota Municipal League is having their annual district league meeting. It's where they review the legislative session. We have those periodically, or we have one of these each year, it moves around. This year, it's, again, Tuesday, March 13th in Harrisburg. It's at 6 p.m. If you are interested in attending, if you'd let staff know, we'll get you registered. Those registrations are due here at the end of the month. And then included in your city council packet were a couple different raffle notifications I'll touch on quickly. One has already taken place, but it was filed after your last meeting, but before this one. The USD Law School class of 2020, they sold raffle tickets for $5 each, or 5 for $20 last week. Their drawing was on the 16th, and they had prizes as indicated in the raffle notification form of a smart TV, a mini drone, a medium drone, and gift certificates to Dakota PC Warehouse, and those proceeds from that raffle were used to support their 2020 hooding ceremony. The Knights of Columbus have the next two raffles. They are selling $20 raffle tickets from February 18th to March 31st of 2018. The prizes range from $50 to $150 per game, and the winners are determined by the last last digit, from each team during the NCAA Men's Elite Eight, Final Four, and their championship game. Proceeds from this raffle go to Knights of Columbus, and one of the projects for this raffle is a basketball hoop for the St. Agnes gym. The Knights of Columbus will also be selling $20 raffle tickets from April 20th to September 5th of this year. The prize for those is $50 per Monday night football game. It works similar to the other raffle, with the last digit of the score being used to determine the winner. That number is then matched up against a book. So winners are determined by random number scramble. And the proceeds from that raffle will be used for youth programs and Knights of Columbus events.
Thank you, John. Any comments or questions for our city manager? Seeing none, then we'll move on to invoices payable, or as we know it, Stump Mike. Kind of easy on us this week, I mean.
Yeah, it tends to average out.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it does.
Move we pay our bills?
Motion and a second to pay our bills. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. We have two items on the consensus agenda. Item A, set a public hearing date of March 5th, 2018 for a package off-sale malt beverage license for Main Street Pub Incorporated for Main Street Pub at 11 West Main Street. And item B, set a public hearing date of March 5th, 2018 for a package off-sale malt beverage license for Maya Janes, Inc. for Maya Janes at 9 West Main Street.
Approval of the consensus agenda? Second.
Motion and second to approve the consensus agenda. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries, Steve. Motion is second to adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. We're adjourned.